What is up, all you friends, true believers, and newcomers alike? I'm Superfly Comics Guy, and man, I am so excited because this is my January haul. All the books I picked up in January this year, and if you're an Omni fan, you know that it was a busy month and then some, but I've been looking forward to some of these books for a really long time, and I'm so looking forward to taking a look at them with you guys. So that's exactly what we're going to do, but these aren't going to be reviews. This is just meant to be first impressions of these books. But what I do like to do is we're going to start with the non-omnibus books, and then we'll do the omnis later in ascending order of my personal excitement for them. So remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, leave your comments down below, and let's get into this. Alright, so first up I want to take a look at a couple of trades with you guys. I won't spend too much time on these because they're pretty small, but here we have Deadpool Samurai Manga Volume 2. The second and I believe final volume of this series, very short, goes for $10 US, 13 Canadian, £8 UK. And yeah, oh actually that's an interesting cover because if you saw Volume 1, it was like red and black, with like red being Deadpool and then black being his guns. In here, the white is still Deadpool, but the black is like a whole bunch of images of Venom and the symbiote. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is pretty straightforward. If you saw my Volume 1 review, this is just a fun little series. You're not really meant to take it seriously. It's not canon as far as I know, but basically Deadpool gets to join a new subset of the Avengers called Samurai Squad, and they go on all sorts of fun adventures in Japan. And you have, you know, manga versions of all these characters like Thanos, Venom, a new character called Sakura Spider, Loki, Captain America, Iron Man. It's just fun. Like, turn your brain off and you'll have a fun time with this, and you'll probably get through it really quickly. It's a really quick read. I got this gifted to me by a friend for Christmas. Once again, well, same friend that gave me Volume 1 actually, so thank you very much to that friend. Big shout out to you. The next trade paperback I want to go over quickly is World War Hulk by Greg Pak and John Romita Jr. here. There's a spine for you, and the back, 25 US and 33 Canadian for this one. I got this from a comic shop in Quebec called MG Comics. Shout out to them. They were super friendly, super helpful, and I was able to get a really good price for this book. So I know there's an omnibus of this material, World War Hulk, but I've heard it comes with a whole bunch of tie-ins that are really unnecessary, and only the main series is what you want. So that's what I went for. You know, the cheaper option, get it in trade, right? This is just a 5-issue series. Takes place after Planet Hulk. If you're not familiar with that, the general gist of Planet Hulk is that Hulk gets banished to another planet after a catastrophic event, and this series is the follow-up in which he's coming back to Earth and he's angry at the heroes who sent him there. So he's getting his payback on those poor souls who foolishly sent him out there. But yeah, I very much enjoyed Planet Hulk. You can look forward to a review of that book coming soon, and I'll be looking forward to reading this as well. Okay, up next, we got 2-in-1. Oh, the Spawn Origins hardcover deluxe editions, volumes 2 and 4. Let's jump into these. Alright, here we go. So let's start with Volume 2 here of Spawn Origins Deluxe Edition. Since Volume 4 the design is basically the same, just with a yellow eye instead of red here. There is the spine, I suppose. Same thing will be on the back here. This kind of glossy skull, and then more of a matte design for the rest. This is going to get smudges on it. I'm telling you right now, there's no real way to avoid it. You're just going to kind of have to accept that. And there's the actual book itself. So let's pop that out of the slipcase and have a look at that. There we are. Same design pretty much as the slipcase. And there's the front. Let me quickly stretch this guy out. There we are, all stretched out, and you can see that eye, which I'm happy to report is looking pretty good. Nice big eye. The binding is looking in good shape. which is good, because if you saw my Volume 1 review of these editions, you'll know that my copy of that, the binding wasn't in great shape. It was starting to fall apart. Granted, I did get it used, but I think that was a commonly reported problem on those. But it's nice to see that these are looking to be built pretty well, no gutter loss. They lay over really nicely. The paper is, it's not super thick, but it's thicker than your typical omnibus. No bleed through or anything like that. But yeah, why did I specifically get volumes 2 and 4? Well, it's pretty straightforward. I was able to track down volumes 1 and 3 of the previous printings, but never volumes 2 and 4, because they were going for stupid expensive prices. I'm talking literally thousands of dollars. For whatever reason, that's the amount people were charging for these out-of-print books. So I was happy, and you can imagine a lot of other people were very happy when it was announced that these editions were coming back into print. $100 US each. I got both of mine from organic priced books. So yeah, super happy to have these. Big fan of Todd McFarlane's artwork. I don't like that the compendiums omit like the issue covers. So that's why I'm not really a big fan of those. And I'm not really interested in reading all of Spawn, so the first 4 volumes of these deluxe editions, that's more than enough for me, and I'll probably stop after this. Now, something real quick I wanted to point out that's different from the original printings is that these are much wider than the original printing. Let me get a shot of my shelf so you can see a kind of a comparison, but yeah, you can see these newer volumes that I have, 2 and 4, are much wider than volumes 1 and 3, for example. So, I mean, I don't know, for those that care about how these are going to look on your shelf, just know that they're not going to be the exact same dimensions as your previous printings. Same height, though, so not really a big deal. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's time for the omnibuses now, in ascending order of my excitement for them, starting with Spider-Gwen. So let's get this out of the wrapping. There we are, guys. So here we have the standard cover to the Spider-Gwen omnibus. I really wish I could have gotten the direct market variant, but that thing has been out of print, out of stock for the longest time. Super interesting spine design, though. I really like the spine design. And the back. So not a cover gallery, but kind of a... Actually kind of reminds me of the back of Jason Aaron's Thor, where it just has kind of a whole bunch of image snippets from the book, collecting a whole bunch of stuff, which I won't get into now, but it's basically just Spider-Gwen's 2015 series. $125 US, $157 Canadian. I also got this book from organic priced books. Let's have a look under the dust jacket here, see what we got. Oh, that's actually quite interesting. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Is this a wraparound cover? Let's see. Oh, it's looking like it. It's looking like it. Okay, so let me get this stretched and we can take a look at that. There we are. The stretching is done. And there is the eye. That is fantastic for a first stretch. Wow. And it lays over really well. I wasn't noticing any kind of color bleed or anything like that while I was stretching the book. So this looks like a really solidly built book. That's always awesome to see. And real quick, here is that wraparound cover we saw before. That is fantastic. I do like that. That is awesome. But yeah, here we go. This was part of the same organic priced books order that had the Spawn books in them. Now, I'll answer the question because I can imagine some people will be asking, hey, comics guy, you're from Canada. Why are you ordering from organic priced books? And I understand that is a good question, but I did have a $100 gift card with them thanks to a giveaway that Near Mint Condition did a few months back. Shout out to them. Those guys are awesome. But yeah, so with the 2 Spawn books, which are about $100 US each, and then this one, which is $125 US, after the gift card and everything, each book only came out around to $70 Canadian, which is really, really good. And for that price, I figured I'd try this book out, because before, I was really, really skeptical about this book, and I wasn't really planning on getting it. Mainly in the overviews that I'd seen, I wasn't really sold on the art style. I don't know, something felt off about it to me, but I am kind of interested in Spider-Gwen. If you don't know, this is Gwen Stacy from an alternate universe where she becomes Spider-Woman instead of Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man. And this is kind of chronicling her adventures because she had appeared in the crossover Edge of the Spider-Verse or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. And people liked her so much that she got her own series, and as many of you Spidey fans will know, she got her own movie appearance in Into the Spider-Verse, which, you know, how can you not love that movie? So you know what, I figured I'd give this a try given the cheap price. But like I said, I am a little skeptical. This book's got its work cut out for it. Especially how I'm uncertain how they're going to handle Daredevil in this book, because they do a twist on him. He's not quite the same Daredevil that we know from the main universe, but we'll see. But that's why it's the first on the Omni list here. All right, bub. Up next on the Omni list, we've got Wolverine, Omnibus Volume 3. Let's get this out of the wrapping. And there we are, and greeting us is this beautiful cover image by Mark Silvestri. This is the cover I picked. There are two other cover options, one by Jim Lee. I know, I didn't go with the Jim Lee one. Shocking, I'm sorry. And another one by an artist that I can't remember, but I really did not like that third one. I mean, look at it, like, what the heck? So much blank space, what is that? Anyway, here is the spine of this version, this cover, and there is the back. So cover price of $125 US, $156.25 Canadian. You got your classic cover gallery here, very nice. Let's have a look under the dust jacket, see what we got here. Oh, that's interesting. I am not used to seeing that, but we got a whole bunch of comic panels here. It is looking like it's a wraparound, so let's get this stretched and I can show you that. All right, the stretching is done, so here you go. That is the eye that we get after a first stretch. It's looking pretty good. Let's have a look at that that wraparound cover that we saw before, shall we? You know we love our wraparound covers here. It's pretty good. Doesn't blow me away, but it's pretty nice to look at. Let's start flipping through this book, though. There we go. So yeah, Wolverine Omnibus Volume 3. Some people might want to crucify me for putting this so low on my anticipated list, but ooh, we got a table of contents here, very nice. But it's just because I haven't read Volume 1 and Volume 2 yet. But I did want to pick this one up because I hear that this volume contains some of, if not Wolverine's absolute best stories. So I figured, you know, he is one of my favorite characters. He's not as high as like Spider-Man or Batman or Daredevil, for example, but I do like me some Wolverine. But I think after this volume, for me, in terms of collecting, that'll probably be a good place to stop. But yeah, I definitely need to still read volumes 1 and 2. So what is this? This is like late 80s, early 90s. Let me go back to the table of contents and double check. See, this is why we like table of contents. You can just flip to it and see, you know, all this material that you're reading. Yeah, so it is. Oh, it's actually mostly, it is early 90s. Okay, cool. Now, real quick, I do want to talk about the page quality in this book that I noticed as I was flipping through. Yeah, so unfortunately, the pages in here are not as good as that Spider-Gwen omnibus that we just took a look at. They're feeling very, very flimsy and thin, and I don't know if you can see on camera here, but there's a lot of art coming through from the other side of this page, and just any page in general. Like, okay, I'm okay with there being a little bit of bleed through, especially when there's lots of white space and stuff, but I'm seeing it pretty often and to a pretty significant degree, and when that happens, it does kind of distract me while reading, so I don't know. That's unfortunate and something to keep in mind for those of you who care more about that. All right, up next we've got the first proper Marvel crossover event, Secret Wars Omnibus, the event from 1984. Let's get into this. All right, guys, there we go. The, one of the covers to the Secret Wars Omnibus. I can't remember if this is the standard or the DM, but there is a variant that has kind of a more modern version of this cover. There is the spine. I quite like it. And let's have a look at the back. Yeah, you can see this is a pretty small omnibus, not too many issues in here, but it goes for $75 US, $93.75 Canadian. I got this one from In Stock Trades. I forgot to mention, that's also where I got Wolverine Omnibus Volume 3 from. So, ooh. Okay, so I wasn't too crazy about the inside of the Wolverine Omnibus, but I'm really liking the design that they have for this one. Maybe it's just because there's more color. I don't know. Let's stretch it and take a better look. There we go. That is this book stretched out, and there is almost no eye. That's fine. You don't really need one. This is like between 400 and 500 pages. Not a very big omnibus, but wow. I really like that a lot. It has to be the extra color that's making it work for me more than the Wolverine one did. Yeah, that's super colorful. I really like that. Oh, and there's that iconic Secret Wars cover. First appearance of Spidey in the black suit. But yeah, let's get into this. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is kind of the first proper Marvel crossover event. Very nice. Got a table of contents there. Because, yeah, before this, you know, characters would occasionally interact or intermingle in their own series. But this is really kind of the big first time that you had so many different characters kind of appearing in the same story. You can compare it to, like, you know, the MCU, that first Avengers movie. Before that, every character would just kind of exist in their own movie with occasional references to other characters. But that first Avengers movie, man, that was something. It's like, wow, you can have all these different characters in the same movie? That's wild. So that's exactly what this is. I'm not super familiar with the story. I do remember, yeah, obviously here, first time Spidey gets the black suit. If any of you have watched the Spider-Man 1994 animated series, you'll know that they did like a version of Secret Wars in that show where Spider-Man has to lead like a whole bunch of heroes against a team of villains on like a distant planet, and the Beyonder gets involved, and it's basically good versus evil. I don't know if that's the same case here, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. And also, this works for me anyway. I'm treating it more of like a Spider-Man book because this will fit really nicely right after my Roger Stern Spider-Man omnibus. So that's pretty nice. Now, as far as the page quality in this omnibus, same sort of case as the Wolverine one, it looks like, unfortunately. Decent amount of color bleed coming through. Yeah, very, very thin pages. So you'll have to be pretty delicate with as you're handling these books. All right, so what is the next omnibus on my list, I hear you ask? Well, that is the question, isn't it? Literally, because we've got The Question Omnibus Volume 1 by Dennis O'Neil and Dennis Cowan, featuring a really lovely cover. I'm not actually sure who draws it, but judging by these faces, I'm going to guess Bill Sienkiewicz. I don't actually see... No, there is a signature here. Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, you can tell by those faces. There is the spine. Once again, really solid design here. And the back, this Omni has a cover price of $100 US, $131 Canadian. I actually got this from Amazon, which is rare for me, but it was $90 on Amazon, and thanks to some gift cards, I was able to cover all of that. So I really ended up getting this for free. Let's have a look under the dust jacket. Very nice. I have already opened this and stretched it out, as you can see, but I do really, really like this design that we've got here. There is the spine on the inside, a little bit different, and the back. But yeah, it's already been stretched, so we can just dive right in. But there we are, Question Omnibus Volume 1 by Dennis O'Neil and Dennis Cowan, who, I'll be honest, after enjoying the Moon Knight Omnis Volume 1 and 2 so much, who, you know, Dennis O'Neil was the editor for at the time, and Dennis Cowan actually did some pencils for Moon Knight as well, so this kind of felt like a natural progression of that. A segue from my Moon Knight stuff, and it kind of gives me a similar vibe, right? You got the Question here, Vic Sage, who I don't know too much about. From what I understand, he's an investigative reporter, but when his reporting abilities fail to cover everything he needs to uncover the truth, he patrols the streets as the Question and obtains his answers through less legal means, I suppose. You know, I don't know too much about the Question, but I know that I tend to really enjoy just kind of gritty, detective, noir style stories and graphic novels. So this kind of felt like a logical progression of that. I've been eyeing this for a while, but I said I would get it when it's cheap. And hey, considering I basically got this for free, can't complain at all. But yeah, that whole interest in like detective stories, I probably got from my mom, because I know when she was younger, she was really into comics like Modesty Blaze and Rip Kirby. That's actually the reason why this Omni is already open, because when I got it, I just opened it up and flipped through it with my mother. We took a nice look through some of this book. But yeah, I'm definitely loving the atmosphere and the vibe I'm getting here, and the art is just, it looks really solid. It just feels like that time in the mid to late 80s when comics started to kind of get more serious and more mature. So I'm looking forward to this. But before we move on to the next book, I can just show you, there is the eye for this book. Fan-freaking-tastic, nice and big. Lays over decently well, mostly towards the middle. It does get a little bit dicey here towards the beginning, so I'll probably need some more stretching as I'm reading through it. But the pages are really good quality, and I haven't noticed any color bleed or anything like that, so that's really solid. All right, now we're getting into my top 3 most anticipated Omnis for this month. In third place, we got Batman and Robin by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Let's get this open. There we are, the Batman and Robin Omnibus, featuring Batman and our favorite little angsty youngster there, Damian Wayne. Very cool. We got this glossy design on those two characters and then matte in the back. I quite like it. Let's have a look at the spine. Nice big brick of a DC omnibus this one is. And the back, once again, we got glossy parts for the characters here and then matte for the rest. This Omni has a cover price of $150 US, $195 Canadian. I got it when it was reprinted on release from in-stock trades for 52% off. So pretty happy with that. Under the dust jacket here, we have, ooh, yes, some very nice artwork waiting for us. Is this, no, but not a wraparound. That's okay. They can't all be wraparounds, right? You got to keep it unique and interesting. But let's flip through and stretch the book out. There we are, guys. The stretching has been done, so I can show you the eye. Once again, looking really, really strong. For the middle anyway, it's laying over pretty well. This is, yeah, the pages are pretty all right. Not the thickest, but just thick enough to where you're not getting any color bleed or bleed through or anything like that. It's laying over pretty well. Let's test here towards the beginning. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking to be less of a trap than the Question was, but, you know, it still could use a bit more work, but I'm sure that will come once I am able to read it myself, stretch it out a little bit more, so I'm not too worried about that, pretty happy. But yeah, this is the Batman and Robin Omnibus by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, who have worked together also on Superman with, Superman and his son John Kent, and also the Super Sons series. Very, these guys have been working together on a lot of things. And this is kind of their take on Batman and Robin, Damian Wayne. Ooh, that gutter loss is looking rough, though. Yikes. Yeah, okay, so this could definitely use some more stretching. But yeah, so if you don't know, Damian Wayne is Batman's biological son, but he was raised by the League of Assassins and Talia al Ghul. So he's been brought up in a very ruthless way, learning to kill his enemies. So by the time Batman takes him in and discovers him and takes him in, he's got to learn humility, respect, and Batman's way. So it's kind of like this dynamic where you have Batman, who's not really the best father. He's trying to discover how to be a father to bring up this estranged son of his. Kind of figuring out fatherhood, I guess. And that whole vibe kind of reminded me of the recent God of War games, if you've played any of those. Freaking phenomenal. So I figured with a similar dynamic, I would probably enjoy this too. This run is generally really, really praised, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, before I put the book away, I just want to show you guys something awesome. Look at the flaps on this dust jacket here. Freaking incredible. Isn't that just so cool? All right. Anyway, moving on. All right, guys, second last book. And if you're familiar with the channel, you should know exactly which character you can expect to hold the top spots here. And first we have here Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1 by Nick Spencer. Let's get into this. Here we are, guys. Look at this freaking amazing cover here for this omnibus. I think this is the standard edition. I have no clue who that is at the back, but really awesome artwork. I think this is by Ryan Ottley. I'm not very familiar with his artwork. Oh wait, no, isn't he the guy who does Invincible? Maybe, I don't know, I could be completely wrong. There is a direct market version of this version of this omnibus as well, but I wasn't really a fan of the whole widescreen design that it had, so I went with this. Got it from In-Stock Trades as well. Here is the spine. Very, very clean looking white spine design here. Definitely like that. And an atypical back for your Marvel Omnis. Actually, it seems like for more modern books, they don't really put, I guess, a cover gallery. For books that have come out in the 2010s anyway, they seem to just do some kind of cool design, like Jason Aaron's Thor, and we saw it with Spider-Gwen as well. Anyway, cover price of $125 US, $156.25 Canadian. Like I said, I got this for 40% off from In-Stock Trades. So all good there. Let's take a peek under the dust jacket, if I can get it off here. There we go. Oh, all right, ladies and gents, looks like we got another wraparound, if my eyes do not deceive me. So we should definitely stretch this out so we can take a look at that better as soon as possible. Okay, so first stretch is done. There is the eye that we got. It's not incredible. It could definitely be better, so I'll probably need to do some more stretches with this. It's laying over pretty okay. The pages, oof, I thought I had just one page there. Turns out it was two. Yeah, okay, so the pages aren't the thickest. Whatever. What can you do? Well, at least I'm not noticing any color bleed or anything like that. That's kind of the biggest distraction for me. Okay, well that's pretty light, so that's not a huge deal. Yeah, generally the artwork doesn't seem to have too much bleed through in this omnibus, so that's not too bad. And real quick here, we can take a look at that wraparound cover. Oh, yes. Oh, that is just so freaking sick. Damn, man, Ryan Ottley draws a really cool Spider-Man. I feel like I'm really going to enjoy the artwork in this run. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Opening up with some Daredevil here and Human Torch. Nice. But yeah, this is the pretty recent run of Amazing Spider-Man. Started in 2018. by Nick Spencer here. Hey, let's go, Peter. Well done, my boy. By Nick Spencer, yeah. And if you know what I've mentioned on my channel, since Spidey is my favorite character, what I'm doing for him in omnibus format is collecting all of his amazing Spider-Man basically from his origins up until the present. So once we get volume 2 of this, which has been announced for the end of this year, that might be a good place to stop my Amazing Spider-Man collection in terms of modern books. But yeah, I've heard pretty decent things about this run, especially the first half. Nick Spencer had done some really, really cool things with Spidey following Dan Slott's run on the character. I mean, I've heard it's not the most groundbreaking run on Spider-Man, but hey, he's still my favorite character, so it's sure to be a good time, and I've definitely read worse. Pretty confident of that. Alright guys, final book for the haul. If you've stuck all the way through, I really appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, come on, you knew exactly what was coming. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2, let's freaking go. Ah, and there she is. Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2. I can't believe it's finally here. Got this gorgeous DM variant cover by Mark Bagley, Spidey and Carnage. There are 3 total covers for this book. There's a standard by Mark Bagley and an Ultimate 6 cover by John Cassaday, I believe. There is the spine. Oh, God. So freaking cool. Oh, and all the covers. Oh, man. Oh, that's awesome. Cover price of $125 US, $156.25 Canadian. Look at all the stuff you're getting in here, guys. This is so cool, but we'll talk a bit more about that in a second, because let's have a look under the dust jacket. Oh, okay, perfect. So here you go. This is the standard cover for the book. There's the spine. Is the... Oh, no, okay. So this is just another image by Mark Bagley here. Oh, freaking beautiful, man. So good. Spider-Man there, Gwen Stacy in the back. Jesus, man, Mark Bagley. Anyway, let's stretch this out. And there we go, guys. It's all stretched out. Let's have a look at the eye. Wow, that actually looks really good. Nice. Pretty big. Laying over pretty well. The pages are... They might actually even be thinner than Volume 1, which was pretty okay. But even Volume 1 was pretty thin. But I'm not noticing any significant color bleed anywhere. But damn, that feels really, really thin. Okay, so you definitely have to have a delicate touch with this one as well once you're when you're flipping through. But let's go to the beginning here. Oh man, here we go. Of course this was going to be the top spot in this month's haul. I mean, come on, this is my favorite Spidey series, but not just that, my favorite comic series. And it's the series that got me into comics in the first place. So this is really interesting, because usually in these hauls, I'm talking about books where, like, I haven't read yet, or I have to read for the first time, but this... I've read before, so it feels really cool now to be able to feature a book in a haul that I'm familiar with and I'm going through again and seeing again in oversized format. Oh my God, but here we are with Volume 2 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley teaming up to retell the history of the Amazing Spider-Man, but in a different universe, the Ultimate Universe. So after Volume 1, we ended with the very first Venom arc. So in here, you're getting all sorts of crazy stories, man. You're going to get the first big Carnage arc. Peter's relationship with Gwen is going to get more development. Of course, you got the X-Men starting to appear, and then Peter's relationship with Kitty Pryde starts to gain more traction here. There's all sorts of fun movie references in here too, because keep in mind this was coming out around the time that they were making the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So I remember there's a bit in here where he like catches them filming scenes for the movie and he's like, wait, you guys are just gonna steal my likeness like that? Ugh, it's so good, guys. You get Ultimate Black Cat, you get a Johnny Storm shows up and you get more of his friendship with Peter start to get fleshed out. This omnibus will also contain the face-off type story with Spidey and Wolverine. That was a goofy story, my god. Basically, Spidey and Wolverine switch bodies for like a day or two, and it's really weird. But also, you know, you get the Sinister Six in here, or I'm sorry, the Ultimate Six. Because, no, we can't just call them the Sinister Six again. That would just be foolish. But no, this is the ultimate version of them, so they have to be the Ultimate Six. Ah, comics. This is so freaking cool, guys. I can't believe this omnibus exists, and I'm so looking forward to future volumes. This is such a good series. If you're looking to get into Spider-Man and you're not very familiar with him, there is no better series than Ultimate Spider-Man than to get into Spider-Man for the first time and comics in general. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this haul. Like I said, if you've stuck through the whole thing, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. I know these videos are long, but I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know how to show it. But also let me know which one of these books you found to be the most interesting. If you're picking any of them up, which ones I should read first, all that fun stuff, let me know. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to catch you in another video real soon, guys. So, have yourself a great day. I've been Superfly Comics Guy, and until next time, keep reading, you guys. See ya.